other ways that you can play with it. So an if statement here, they are what we call if-else statements. So they are conditions for which the snippet of code can be run. Maybe we want to trial with different colors. So I'm gonna get rid of the line now. So let's focus on the circles. I'm gonna put that at the very bottom. And maybe if my mouse is pressed, I want it to have a red fill. And or else, so if my mouse isn't pressed, give it a different fill color, so maybe blue. And so let's run that. And so I'm not pressing, so as we can see, circles are blue, and if my mouse is pressed, it's going to be red. And I'm not pressing again. Let's go back to blue and go no stroke here just to have a clearer view. And there we go, a blue brush, red brush. Another really cool thing that we can do, we can make this a random color, maybe, for example, similar to what we just saw with the random color square. So if I want to say, if my mouse is not pressed, so else, we can fill it with black. If my mouse is pressed, let's give it a random, just shoot random colors at me. So random 255. And that will be a random gray color. And then, so I'm not pressing, it's going to be black. And if I press, woohoo, it's going to be, it's just pulling out a bunch of random grays. We can also do what we saw with the square. So I'm going to define variables at the top, but I'm going to say let RGB. And then I'm going to assign, maybe not. Mouse is pressed, maybe just at the top. I'm going to assign R is random 255, G is random 255, B is random 255, and then we're just going to fill it here with RGB. So the RGB is going to be the RGB values of the fill color when the mouse is pressed. And so the brush is going to give us random colors. So again, mouse is not pressed, and pressing mouse now, and now we've got random colors appearing, taken from random RGB values chosen by the computer. So some fun stuff that you can trial out with doodling here. You can make this full window as well again. So you've got a bigger canvas. So maybe you want the brush to also show random, be random sizes if the mouse is pressed. So we can do something similar to what we did with the RGB values. So we can say a variable let brush size. We can say the brush size is any random number from 10 to 30. And then we are going to put it in the size value that of the ellipse. And so of course it's going to start randomizing even if I'm not pressing the mouse, because that's outside of the if mouse is pressed condition here. And now I'm pressing the mouse. So yeah, have a play with how you can doodle around your canvas. Have a play with variables, see what you can create with it. So again, the new feature that we've just learned about is the if and else statement here. So it's just conditions based on a certain event or a certain trigger. Last thing that we can do with an if function is we can say if key, I think key pressed. Oh, doesn't look right. If key pressed. If key is pressed, I just looked at my notes just now. If key is pressed, we can set it to save the canvas. So save the canvas as a JPEG onto your device. Save canvas, and then it's going to have a name, so maybe brush trial. You are going to need the file name and the extension, which is the JPEG. So we're going to try that. So I'm just drawing as I go, and if I press any key, it's going to save into my device. All right, and now it's time for another speed exercise. So if you remember your animal sketch, you have your animal sketch already. Now what you can do using this interactive techniques and mouse X and mouse Y and all those doodling functions that we just tried, try and draw a habitat for your animal. So it can be some grass or some trees, or depending on what your animal is, it can be like the lake or whatever. And so yeah, try and draw on your existing animal sketch. So again, try and give yourself 15 minutes for this. Bad drawings only. This is really just to get you warmed up in trying those new techniques. Again, don't forget to save and then share, either share a link or share a screenshot on our Discord server under Speed Exercises channel.